10 seconds remaining.
A safe lane with a banned out Lifestealer Jug, pretty standard. Maybe Slark's a possibility, but it's not really NaVi's MO. Maybe a Morphling. Nope, that's banned too. Ursa's banned as well. And it's a pretty nice Tide game. Not really seen what's left. You don't want an Illusion Hero. But it really feels like it's kind of got to be either PL or Slark, but I would not want to play PL.
The Bo3.
Choose your hero.
Very aggressive. This is super all in on like win lanes, play around Chen.
I like Rupture against PA at least. That part's pretty good because he's normally able to jump around the fight a lot, and that basically gives you an option to kill him even through his BKB. Part's okay. He'll be able to stabilize his lane. Against Tide, he's not that killable since his armor's pretty high, so it's okay.
They need to be able to have their strong laning presence. Like Kunkka, he's going to have a free time mid. This Chen plus Void Spirit will have a really nice time in that offlane as well. It's all he has to do is throw a dagger, jump in, that's it, right? Like, as long as he doesn't get ruptured and just run out the fight and kill himself, he should be fine. And yeah, NaVi, they struggled closing out the games, and where Team Spirit, they really are playing on that. You know, they might be weak early on, but they're going to play on the fact that NaVi will struggle.
All right, well, let's see this third and deciding game to this best of 3 series. We're going to head over to a commentary duo of OD Pixel and Fog.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, the deciding game now. Fog, what's sort of sticking out to you the most here from these drafts that we've got here for this third game?
Lots of team fight. I'm actually really liking what Team Spirit's got this time. A really nicely synergized draft. Everything works together. Collapse has lots of options to go for this game. He can go for Ags with PA, Ags tied with Coil with PA, like this minus armor with the Coil, and they have the Fear with the Coil too with Willow. I love what they've drafted themselves. NaVi also has something really strong, more of their kind of style with the Chen for Roger, but they need to play fast. I feel like NaVi has to cause a lot of chaos in this game. If downtime starts happening too much, I feel like Team Spirit just thrives off of that.
We had such a high action-packed game last game.
Yep. And we get to see some fun stuff. You know, it's actually Team Spirit playing an aggressive lineup, where normally I feel like a lot of times I see them, they do have Oracle, honestly. Like Miposhka picks it if it's there, so a lot of times they are playing more of on a defensive aspect. This is Grimstroke and PA, you know, this Ink Swell combo with Stroke of Fate, even pre-items, even pre-Battle Fury, PA can get kills, PA can get active. So this is fun, and I'm really looking forward to see how the mid matchup ends up going, Iceberg versus the Puck of Toronto Tokyo. And I love their lane setup. Yeah, I'm just really liking what Team Spirit's given themselves this time.
No, I think, you know, because this mid matchup, Kunkka should fare pretty well, right? To the point where Iceberg could have the lead here.
Yeah, he could. You have to poke a lot. That's what Puck needs to do, is you have to just apply that pressure and just keep him kind of low, because otherwise, you know, you're going to get hit by the cleaves. He actually dodged the cleave very nicely there in Tokyo, so he can play around it. He should still be able to get his farm. He's not at risk of dying ever. It's just Kunkka will probably just outfarm him slightly.
I mean, looking across the map, is anyone sort of at risk here? Who's going to be feeling the biggest pressure in the lane?
I don't think really many people. I guess the general could be some problems on the Void Spirit, depending on how Roger plays around it, but Chen usually is able to alleviate a lot of that pressure. I think it's actually fairly even. I think all the lanes are happy with how they've been set up. Like between, he's got a magic stick, so he'll be able to sustain versus Tide. Tide doesn't care too much about the harassment that comes up from CM and Bloodseeker, unless he gets left. That's what we're gonna have to watch, is when the movements come out to check those runes in particular. That's when they can punish these Tide laners that are left a bit alone, and then they can easily get punished. Bottom's the chaos side, though. I think the most chaotic one. Level 2 comes out on Grimstroke, PA can just commit in, but we have seen NaVi. Roger gave the experience to General, so he will have plays. He'll have plays around it. Top. Well, that's actually getting kind of low.
He's actually turning. He's getting aggressive in on Always Want to Fly with the Shadow Realm hit. They'll be the ones to get first blood.
Very nice. Stick versus stick lane. Lots of fun on those side lanes.
Bottom. Goodness, you're all right. Rather low there.
Surprising. Yeah, it's surprising to see him get so low versus a Chen, who's just level 1. You know, General just did that all himself. Just with the right clicks from Roger.
To top. Gonna make a move onto Mirror. And Bloodride's gonna hit, and he's gone. taken out there. He did have the shadow round burst before the silence came in, but not able to get it off.
That was a little weird. I thought he'd actually be able to survive there. Level 2, as soon as CM hits 2, there's always that power spike. You got everyone brings triple mangoes, so you just have like 2 or 3 nukes that it can catch these support heroes off guard. It's not the biggest deal when you end up dying in these 4 positions. As long as you make them use the mangoes and mana. V-Tune, Always Wanna Fly is actually pulling the lane right now while his carry's getting gone on.
This isn't a
Making a nice little
partnership,
step around.
Never.
Solid jukes. Does have a full wand as well, full stick. So a little hard for Spirit to press too aggressively onto him.
Oh, nice. Roger found the creep. So this is what I've seen Puppy do versus Inkswell a lot of the times versus Grimstroke. You get the Dispel. You get that Purge creep. It also allows you to get aggressive in the lane too if you catch the support on the side, but you just Dispel the Inkswell every time it gets thrown out.
Spirit do about this. I mean, they're obviously getting perfect farm for Yatoro down here.
Yeah, just don't force the issue too much. They're a little bit low on regen. Miposhka actually has some extra, so this should be okay. They're going to try to kill the creep. That creep is very obnoxious. You have to actually play your Grimstroke at its maximum as level 2 Inkswell's online. Creep is still just chilling there, and Miposhka knows he can't go for it onto Yatoro.
That was good of you.
Then on the top lane,
Lasted.
V-Tune not being pressured at all really by the two of them. He's farming fine. Mid lane, we are seeing Iceberg have sort of a wave of an advantage against Toronto Tokyo's puck. So be able to pick up an arcane room. Able to get it in time.
It doesn't actually commit the... I thought he just commit the orb for it, but opts not to. Now, Arcane Rune on a Tidebringer hits is really nice for Iceberg, and Iceberg's gone for all damage in the lane, and that's probably what's pushing him over as well as that Tidebringer. I'm just looking. Tokyo has 2 nulls, Iceberg has 2 bracers and a Blades of it. So, does have a significant advantage there. And Arcane Rune's gonna have him push the wave in a little faster, and he can even steal a camp. Stuff coming up.
Quick level 6 this game. A lot of kill potential. I mean, if they sort of get a +1 and Tokyo's not too careful with his orb usage.
Tokyo's really starting to fall behind.
It's a lot of damage.
He's just gone for straight base damage, so no bottle. So his regen is actually pretty low, and Iceberg is full health. Toronto Tokyo has to be cautious now.
At bottom, Roger's able to get the bounty room, but he will play with his life. Same time, top lane collapse. Able to run down, always want to fly. General poking at the two of them. But, not. I mean, he's got a pretty full one dash. So Toro does have to be cautious. Gets back under the tower. Health to keep him topped up.
This creep
in lane.
Oh, he's actually going for it himself.
Oh, and he's got it.
Find it.
Oh, yes, he does. I mean, this mid lane Iceberg, he's beaten Toronto Tokyo pretty hard now, especially with that kill.
And you know what? This might be a statement for Iceberg. He's had a little bit of a rough one in the last 2 games. Now he's like, all right, I'm on my Kunkka. I'm on my strength melee hero. I'm feeling good. It's that nice setup there. Super annoying creep bottom that we've been seeing from the used from Roger, the standard Mind Stealer, just burning the men on PA, but now they get an opportunity perhaps on General.
They got enough damage now. Alright, General, he's able to take off the Embrace. Dodge his way out with the Dissimilate. Able to live. Very low on the HP though, so you have to be very careful. Roger's coming back over.
Nothing for you.
Roger's just being annoying. He just keeps burning the mana, throws out some lightnings as well from the side with the Harpy.
Yeah, I suppose he'll be super farm this game.
He found a stack as well that they had made earlier. He just takes that one away quickly with Sword. Phase boots are done.
Dire's middle tower.
Some really good stuff. And he's got some really nice side lanes to gank on Kunkka. One of the better heroes in the game to gank a Tidehunter. Remove that X. Overwhelming damage that does come out. So we could see them make a rotation on Iceberg at some point soon.
Either of these side lanes would warrant a kill for sure. They're the best measures of saving anyone from that complete Kunkka combo.
No, they'd have to get the counter gank. Like, Toronto Tokyo has to match the movements of Iceberg. And right now, he does have a ward, so he can keep tabs of what Iceberg is doing.
Top.
It's farming. Top.
Tune. He's speedy, he's trying to run. And he's going to be able to make it out to the side. Salve as well.
Here comes Iceberg.
Getting him back into fighting shape, and Mirror and Collapse, they've got to be careful. Same time down bottom, General and Roger, they're trying to dive in onto Miposhka with the Simulate. Is he going to have it? He's trying to salve up Miposhka. He'll get the silence off, but he'll still lose his life, Roger. He'll be able to TP away before Yatora is able to finish him off. General will be fine, and they'll jump in, but he's still got the pulse and a remnant to play with, so Yatora can't really chase any further.
Iceberg's really running away with this game, though. 4K network to the 2.7 of Toronto, Tokyo. Okay, does find himself a nice fairy trinket, so he will have that extra magic damage as the puck. They're gonna have to help him out, though, especially if they want to try to set up on any kill or anything on Iceberg. It's tough, and Iceberg's gonna go for the carry. He's gonna go for that armor so he can scale with damage. I like this approach.
Fantastic armlet game. I mean, it always pretty much is a good armlet game. One of the best armlet carriers.
Yeah, especially armor is always great as the coil off the mark.
Oh, just a little too slow there, or maybe, you know, General just a little too fast. Quickly into the ground with that to simulate, and coil comes a moment after.
And that's a long cooldown. Well, long-ish, 80 seconds. And they're going to be able to push mid because of it. No coil. Tidehunter is the only one who can look to go mid, and Ravage is still on cooldown from when he used it up top. So there's a nice pressure play coming out from NaVi. So they're actually looking to rotate more. We see Tokyo perhaps and Miposhka look to swing over since they're the two D pushers. Stop this push. And they're just actually going to stack some camps in the meantime on Miposhka, as well as Tokyo. They will get to that mid lane then. And also stack. So nice. Nice maximizing. Iceberg, he's TPing bottom. He sees PA getting some farm. There is a lane ward prepared though, so we'll see Yatora protected. And Iceberg has to just make a walk all the way back.
Radiant are scanning.
Just want to fly. Mirror, the bramble in the shadow out. That's the TP. Always want to fly, makes it away.
The boat does connect in mid, even though he gets silenced. He will be able to jaunt away and survive. But now low on HP. And as we've mentioned, you know, no bottle build on Toronto Tokyo, so he's gonna have to keep bringing salves and clarities and stuff to keep him still out.
Bottom General. Oh. Make it out to the river. Side. He is out of there. We'll see back mid. Iceberg. They're trying to guard him, but he's very tanky. Does not really feel like a kill that they can try for.
They need the 6 on the Willow to kill Iceberg. He actually pretty much has the armlet done already. That is insane how farmed he is. 5.1k net worth. He's over 500 GPM right now. Just a below.
And now he's swinging down bottom.
Are scanning.
He's going to find Yatori. Obviously no boat. So you want to try and set up for this. The rest of NaVi are coming across.
He's just pushing him away though, pushing him out of his safe lane. And now Roger, he's got double creeps, and there's a catapult wave coming in, so he can apply pressure himself while they chase that PA completely out of the bottom lane. And V-Tune is able to hold his own up top. He's got his CM. Always want to fly back him up. Gets the rupture. Collapse will just hold himself and flip over.
Bathes in his own blood.
That does look nasty on Tidehunter. And the push comes out. So NaVi, they're going to be able to set up for that tower, mid tower next on the menu. That's exactly how they want to play. You know, they want to be causing chaos. They want to be getting themselves a nice gold advantage versus this PA lineup. As we know that Spirit wants to be able to take it to the later stages.
For the twin.
And oh, look at these stacks. Iceberg even finds these as well. No armlet. Easily clearing these out and enable him to a super fast BKB. He's going to have the Ogre Club as well already in a second.
Dire's top tower.
With these sort of item timings, you know, Iceberg, he's going to be able to go where he wants. We may have seen him sort of be in some deep positions when he was dying on his Lycan and on his Queen of Pain, but this game is a Kunkka with the items that he's getting. He can go wherever he wants. I don't know if it's going to be that easy at all for Spirit to kill this man.
They'll bring the Tidehunter to stop that push, and they will get a nice coil on the side.
Okay, let's see if they can get the kill. And looking for this boy Spirit Ravage out of the two of them, and they'll have to follow up. Nicely done there. Set up from Tokyo, buys time for Collapse to get in, and they'll get the 2 kills.
Beautiful setup, and that's how they have to play this game. It's just about those big cooldowns, but they are cooldowns for a reason. So NaVi, they're gonna be able to take advantage. You know, 15 seconds, they'll be back up. Team Spirit, don't get too over aggressive, but this is a good move. Finishing off this tower, there's no glyph. Good stuff. And now it's gonna be a little harder for NaVi to take advantage of those big cooldowns being used. Toro gets space to farm top. They know he's top though. We see General already setting up there, and they're even gonna smoke across with the. He's got the Maelstrom, so he's also off to a good timing. And we do see a lot of damage coming out from NaVi, and a lot of ways to prevent damage. They did have to use the Hand of God, but they always will have Rum in the fights. And now there's no Ravage, no Coil. Team Spirit has to be cautious.
Well, they're sticking around though, Spirit. Miposhka, he'll get ruptured. NaVi, find the Grim. Can they get anything more? Be able to put their hands on mirrors. They're out.
Collapse?
Collapse, is it? Do they have further that he's here? No. He's out with the TP.
They had a feeling though, because they knew he TP'd mid. So when he walked top, they probably had a feeling that it had a couple seconds left. They went right, but not able to quite find him. And bought for V-Tune to farming, and time for Yatoro to continue farming too, because he still can't get involved for some time as this PA. Even though he has the Grimstroke. Now with all this overwhelming pressure that is coming out, it is. And this mid tower, they really are still just getting that defense going though. They're not letting NaVi break it down.
I mean, they're nearly to be done on Roger. And I guess sort of what with that, and then when V-Tune has the BKB on top of the Maelstrom, that's when we're really going to see NaVi try to force Spirit into a position where PA is having to really consider turning up, or of course just losing objectives to this sort of early mid-game fight that NaVi wants to bring.
Yeah, NaVi, it's going to be that double BKB mech timing. There's still going to be a bit of time until they get there, but it's getting close. Probably one more set of like Ravage Coil that they need to endure before they do get those magic immunities out. And once they have those, the fights look really easy if they're actually able to just run through Team Spirit. Because they can just effectively like remove the Tide Earner, remove the Puck, remove the supports too. It's just going to be PA's damage that they need. And they need to make it work though. They need to make those BKBs hit hard. They need to make that mech hit hard. Because if the game gets to a point where it starts stalling out too much, Yatoro's gotta take over. But NaVi does have to play pretty perfect once they do get their timing windows in. They're gonna look to battle. When they have ults, they are battle ready.
Let's see if NaVi's ready for this one, or if Team Spirit can catch them by surprise. As they're heading in, Dreamcoil drop down and throwing everything in onto Iceberg. The field follow, but he's able to get the boat off. He's going to have that run protecting him. Is it enough to keep him alive? No, with the Ravage out, they do manage to finish the kill. They take down Iceberg. They'll now turn over towards Always Wanna Fly as they pick up a second.
Nice big hit. They find a perfect target in the front line there. The Kunkka isolated, separated from his team. Roger had Hand of God. They didn't end up using it to try to save him. Finishing up the mech. Nice strike from Team Spirit to Toro time. He's got Battle Fury. NaVi has to do something. They have to be taking advantage of these cooldown timings now.
Not for sure, otherwise this PA is going to get pretty spooky.
This PA will win the game if NaVi just sits back and lets them just keep looking and picking apart the fights every time that Spirit looks for. Like NaVi has to make their own move. They can't just play reactive Dota. Collapse. Tanky boy.
He knows that they don't want to go on it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
NaVi is going to try really hard to go for this tower. Team Spirit very aware of that. Setting up all for it. Iceberg walks right into them.
They're just going to jump on him straight away. The backups coming in for the side here from NaVi as Iceberg. He's actually still alive, but he finally falls. He's gone down. V-Tune tries to commit underneath the tower. They've got the control on Collapse, but have they actually got the damage to take down this Tide over towards the side? General, he's able to get in, finish off the kill on Miposhka. Back in mid, Collapse is still alive. Another rub right coming out, though Collapse will finally fall.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
NaVi, they may have lost Iceberg, but they find two. They get themselves the tower. Team Spirit, they're not done though. Yatoro, he's jumping in. The Fear's going to push back the Bloodseeker. Dreamcoil's back up. Toronto Tokyo's in with a lockdown onto V-Tune. They turn their efforts over towards General. General buying time, in fact, looking for the chance to get back in. Jumps over towards Yatoro, but the Remnant won't quite catch him. As Mirror, Toronto Tokyo, they're chasing him down. They've got the magical damage as Toronto Tokyo bursts through the Void Spirit.
Pretty pretty crucial deaths that are coming out on the side of Na'Vi. Like losing Iceberg again, BKB is going to be stalled out. They lose V-Tune as well. Toro cleans up. It's starting to look real good for Team Spirit. Only a 1K advantage, but I'm really feeling that looming pressure for Na'Vi. They need to just get more done, and that was all while Ravage was down. The next fight, now Ravage is going to be up, and Na'Vi still won't have their BKBs. So Spirit, they can look to fight again. It's going super well for them, right? As Iceberg, he's walking in again. Coils up in 3 seconds.
He needs help, and he needs it now, but I don't think Na'Vi can get here in time.
They're just gonna Ravage and coil him. They know how important he is to the game plan. They've just completely shut down Iceberg. He's below all 3 cores now.
I mean, he had such a brilliant opening, but these deaths are putting him back in his place. He's no longer having that lead that he was really building up off the back of an excellent laning stage.
It's such precise strikes. Like, Spirit knows exactly what they need to do in this game. The way that they were parked on the high ground, Iceberg walked in and was like, oh my god, I just ran and took 5 heroes. Why are they here? They know exactly how to play this game, and they are doing it. They are doing it very nicely here.
They certainly are 11-8. And taking a tier 2 hit, 18 minutes in, and they're not the lineup that's really under huge pressure here to perform in this early stages. It's NaVi, and NaVi right now, they're slightly behind.
It's gonna start picking up quick too for Spirit. They're gonna start getting way stronger to be able to take those fights always. NaVi has to they have to have a huge hit. They have to like win the game off their BKB target. If they don't, I think this game is gonna really just completely go in Spirit's favor quickly.
Then we'll get Mirror ahead.
Find a kill there. V-Tune does have his BKB. Let's see if she can threaten Roche. Perhaps.
There's no Ravage. Coil is back up. And they'll know that it's going on. The courier taken out. They know that Na'Vi's here in the pit. And NaVi knows as well. NaVi's been a little cautious how heavily they commit.
Yeah, they're all very healthy right now. And it is BKB, V-Tune in the middle of the pit. So they will give the respect to Team Spirit. They're going to just push out and get their own. And a nice move from NaVi. Feels like they needed this. Instantly smoked. Still no BKB on Iceberg. He's getting close to it, but they do at least have it on V-Tune. So he's got his big time.
And of course, they see Yatora underneath this ward. But he's blurred up, so they're not going to be too sure on which direction he's headed.
Mira pops the smoke on Roger.
Up top, Iceberg.
They found him again.
Oh, the tip's starting to come out now.
That's 4 times in a row that they found him after he had a perfect start in this game.
For the twins.
Just precise strikes, and that one didn't require coil. That one didn't require Ravage. They just killed him with things. Now they're gonna have Ravage and coil for the next fight, and it's still no BKB on Iceberg. This is just really good stuff from Team Spirit. And NaVi, they still have Aegis. They're still in an okay spot, but they're under the gun. They're under the pressure to close the game out. There's a PA tied. PA tied in later stages is just the bread and butter. It's a dream. Iceberg has to, okay, just let him farm in a safe spot. Iceberg, go farm triangle. Needs to get the BK.
Up top. I mean, yeah, very close to having that BKB done, was just 400 gold away. You can see it. Frustration definitely felt here by Iceberg.
He's getting targeted. He knows he is too.
He knows the tips might be getting to him.
He's got BKB and 10 gold, so he will have it ready for the next fight, and they still do have Aegis. So NaVi, so let's go. Let's force the issue. Let's see what you can get with your fight. You're gonna have to do it into Ravage, into Coil. You're gonna have to play around it nicely. You have to be careful, as it is collapsed. Also, believe, is he gonna pick up the blink? He's deciding right now which one he wants. He is gonna get the blink, so they have to be quick on their fingers. That Ravage could catch them off guard. Now that he does have blink, and they have good follow-up with the puck blink dagger too. And they have all the snap, as we've already mentioned in Team Terrorize and Coil. Always a big threat. And Tokyo is close to Aghanims too, so we're talking about how important BKBs for NaVi are. He's almost got the counter to them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gonna be
Radiant structures
trying for this tier 2 top.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So stressed out for NaVi right now. This feels like the game is just so difficult. They have to do every single move like perfect and precise. Otherwise, like 1 or 2 moves, and they just lose the game to this PA and Tidehunter.
Spirit just getting that little bit more out of this now.
Under attack.
Yep, they're just avoiding that Aegis.
Okay.
They're finishing up the
Yeah.
Ags on Tokyo, finishing up the next item on Yatoro too, and he's got that BKB done. So they're honestly ready to fight when they have Ags coil, and he's got it.
Straight back to base here, ready for the defense.
This might catch NaVi off guard. One minute and 40 seconds left on the Aegis. And Yatoro's still getting space, and he's still able to farm. So I don't think they need to really like go look for the fight on Spirit. Wait till it comes to you, wait till you see the opportunity, because PA's still getting all this farm. I think they're feeling it too. I'm seeing them chat wheeling a lot, I'm seeing some smiles. I think they're feeling pretty good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, NaVi, it's like their timing has been hit. It's just what can they do and what can they accomplish with this? Is now it's what S and Y finished up on Bloodseeker, so he's got status resist versus all those big stuns.
Minute left on the Aegis as well, V-Tune.
Spirit really looks like they're looking for a precise strike as the Aegis is expiring to look for a nick jump, as they do have that high ground ward.
NaVi with the smoke though.
Hey.
They might get the jump. His Spirit, no, they're going to see it straight away. They step to the side. You'll set up into the Curse Crown onto V-Tune. X mark over to Mirror. They're dropping the Rupture as well onto the Willow. They want Mirror dead. They'll get it.
At least we're not stuck in Coig.
Thanks to you.
Look how they just don't go in. They're going to smoke and re-go. They're waiting for Aegis timeout. 30 seconds. They see that they're split up. They see
Iceberg
for a second.
They're going to try and make the move. Straight in they go again, immediately flowing the Ravage onto Iceberg. Hancock comes out. Iceberg, he's able to get the BKB off, but Yatoro's in with the physical damage. Is he able to take Iceberg down? No, the armlet toggles. As Iceberg, he's going to be able to live. He's TPing out, and he's away. No, he's away. He's away. He's able to make it out. V-Tune now looking for the cleanup. He's looking for Collapse. Collapse trying to TP out. V-Tune got the damage. Yes, V-Tune takes down the Tide. The Poshka, Yatoro, Mirror, and Toronto, Tokyo. They're looking for General. They've got the silence. General will go down.
To nothingness.
So this time, Iceberg able to survive, but still 3 heroes dying around him.
Beautiful coil by Tokyo, catches the 3 on the back lines after it, and Yatoro does come in and get some nice cleanup kills, so it's still really good for Spirit. The fact that NaVi can't force the issue with Aegis with their BKBs, that just says everything to me. Spirit feeling really good. They had to use Mirror's buyback, but well worth it. And now they might have to put the setup on V-Tune as they have vision on him.
V-Tune. He's buried there. They've got him.
Very good.
Oh, they're getting some big kills here.
They're starting to feel confident too. They pushed about a Veil. That's like, he's a 5 position that's able to get Veil in this game, and it bamps up everything. It's so good on the Willow, so good for the puck. Really solid pickup. That's a huge 45 seconds where PA is able to get all this crazy farm. Bloodseeker, your 1 position Bloodseeker off the map for 40. And time for the Ravage, time for Ravage to come back online. All the big benefits for
V-Tune has to just really pop off in these fights, but we're seeing it just takes a little too long for him to get these kills right now. Spirit too tanky on some of these. Especially
they're getting the jump. Yeah. It makes it really hard when your Kunkka is having to just effectively do nothing inside the fight besides just run away. Because every single time they've got on top of Iceberg.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Ravage back up in 15. NaVi have to be ready for the fight that's going to come to them.
Yeah, how do you fight into this?
Haste!
They have to try to control. They have to try to control Tokyo in particular, but it's so hard. He's just so high level and so tanky now on this puck that they don't have the control for him. Void Spirit can't actually do so. He doesn't have the Axe yet either on the Void Spirit, so it definitely can't. Is Team Spirit ready to fight? Ravage ready.
Oh, they're gonna get the jump. Collapse. He's in. The Ravage straight away on a V-Tune. V-Tune, is he gonna be able to get out of this? The fall-up fear, they're locking him down. V-Tune, he's still alive though. He's able to turn, drop the blood right, but Toro's got the physical damage as he focuses down the Bloodseeker. V-Tune's out of the fight. Toro, he's ready to start looking for his second target. Over the side, always want to fly, taken out. The stun combo there, locking down Iceberg as Spirit finds a third. Roger, he's trying to go for the TP out. Is he able to make it away? He is. But again, it's 3 dead on NaVi. As these fights definitely seem to be in that territory now where it's very hard to see what sort of setup is going to allow NaVi to come out on top. As Spirit, they're just making these fights look very, very easy. Every single time, Collapse just getting the perfect Ravage jump onto a core.
Radiant are
They have such overwhelming team fighting control, and they're always getting the jump. They're always getting the initiation. NaVi don't have your natural, your natural blink initiators like Blink, Ravage, Blink, Coil. It's a Void Spirit who has to jump in and start the fights in general. Doesn't have Ags. If he had Ags, it could be a little bit of a different story because he can cover and protect his teammates, but they're just fully on the defensive, fully on the reactive plays every... Honestly, Spirit looks... This is the best game by far that I've seen them play, with the way that they're setting up these kills and setting up the defenses and just reading the map and understanding all their timings. It's really clean. I love watching the methodical movements like this. Tokyo 5 and 11 after a...
He's getting in. They're on to Roger. They're going to commit straight away onto the champ. Roger's going over to the side. Dream Coil down. The follow-up fear is there. Is he going to snap it in time? No, the coil comes to an end, so V-Tune will be able to get out. Tries to turn back over towards Toronto, Tokyo, but he's out with the orb. Spirit now holding the high ground here is NaVi. They've got to be careful, especially with a hero down. They are not in any sort of shape to fight Spirit.
V-Tune with his S and Y and his Titan Sliver, the status resist actually ends up bailing him out there. The coil duration just also gets lessened from that status resist, so it does at least cover him versus.
This'll come in handy.
Spirit, they will have Ravage up in 20, so same thing still is still being there, and they're going to be able to look and pick these fights whenever they do want to get those big jumps. NaVi, it's never going to be able to set up for it either. They're just always under vision because of how this whole mid game has gone. It's always Spirit looking for the fight. And now they do at least have General with Ags. He has to be pretty crazy, pretty reckless with it. He has to get way into the backlines, get on top of the puck, get on top of the tide. Somehow to just try to silence and cover them while his Bloodseeker cleans up the rest.
Dire's turret
not gonna be
has
easy.
been killed.
Few fights now in a row where NaVi have just struggled to get much out of it at all. Spirit always being the ones with the jump.
Yeah, and they're set up around this area. Roshan 15, they've got a nice ward down too to watch NaVi's movements. They just saw that they were walking outside of the base, so know that NaVi's grouping up right now. Or they should know.
Bounty.
And oh, DD spawns top. Toro's got his eyes set on it.
Oh, he wants it.
The trap.
Oh, and he just walks in with the blur. He picks it up. There's going to be a smoke up here front. Spirit, they're good to go. There's the jump. Collapse. He's in with the Ravage. He finds V-Tune and he finds Iceberg. A beautiful jump there yet again from Spirit with Collapse leading the way. These Ravages every single time, it's just ended the fight as soon as it started really for NaVi. They have no chance with Collapse getting these sort of jumps this consistently.
They're so on point. Everyone, the combination between them together, Miposhka with the ink swell every time, the vision, the re-smoke and back up. This team is just so prepared for this game, and NaVi feels like they don't know what hit them.
We'll see it again here.
Situations.
Straight in, and you know what better two heroes to hit? The carry and the mid alone without any backup ready to save them. There's certain smiles there. Spirit, they're going to know as a team right now how well that this is going for them.
They're gonna try for him, but he's very tanky now at this point with all these items. And he will be just fine. Yeah, Lincoln's Ags, Link.
And inside, they're just killing them in the base. They're killing them in the base. They always want to fly goes down. They'll buy back. Fortification as well. Spirit do start to back off, but they're now at a 14k lead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They have just completely devastated Navi's whole plan. Like, Navi's plan was to be able to break stuff with BKBs. They precisely hit Iceberg so many times this game, stalling the BKB, getting them timings to get Ags Coil online, and just it's really just been a perfect show of clean execution from ultimates. NaVi going for a wraparound. Feels like this could be a last hurrah.
Let's see what they can do. How long until the Ravage is back? Is it still 45-6, so a bit of a window.
Doesn't feel easy even fighting into this anyway without Ravage at this point because of how big this PA now is. Yatoro is just going to start assassinating both supports in seconds.
Yeah, just as well. He's more than happy to be the one that jumps it. As they've got the X-Well on him. Oh, General. Himself out of vision.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tough fights to take here for NaVi. I mean, they've only got harder for each loss that they've suffered.
And it's just every time. Spirit, they're smoked up, looking for it. Ravage about to come back up, just waiting for the combos. And they've all got such great follow-up with it, as we've seen several times now. Mira, even now having Blink and Yules, he's always going to have the follow-up Terrorize.
Radiant are
So much control inside these fights. NaVi's just trapped now. Just trapped in their base. It looks like they can't be 5-minute fights really at all. They can't actually find this anyone split up either. The level 20 hit. Solar Crest finished on Collapse, and now he's queued up that axe. So, hey, we gush pretty good with a PA and a coil.
Absolutely.
And even a BKB on Tokyo. Gee, so farmed on this puck.
Oh!
As Poor always want to fly.
He's out for a minute. Just off the back of a buyback.
Distortion. Your anger is useless.
NaVi knows the position that they're in. They can't show much of anyone. Even Iceberg Xing and going outside the base for a second looks scary.
It's a little spooky.
I love clean Dota, honestly. I'm so happy to see Team Spirit playing this way. These last 30 minutes, I haven't seen such precise play in a while. So it's nice to see from your non-secrets playing like that.
Well, here we have. X-Well setup, but Yatoro can't quite find the jump. There's no X-Mark in Yatoro. He just moved straight in onto General. And taking down the tier 3s. What can NaVi do to stop this? Set a bit with the Yules.
Stopping the Blink daggers with this Wild Wing with the Tornado, it's actually stopping Collapse's Blink. So that's pretty annoying.
Alright, able to make it away though. Keep that Aegis safe for another push.
NaVi's just still stuck in their base. They can't get out. You just look at the hand holding the Team Spirit's doing. Everyone's moving across the map together. No one being left alone. No one split pushing a side lane or hitting a neutral camp. Everyone's swinging, playing around the PA, playing around the Tide. Or it's bounty runes now. Tokyo, he's got a haste. He can play up top. He's super safe. He's got BKB Lincoln's off at this point, so no way that he can go down. He can go swing out, deal with those side lanes.
NaVi very carefully trying to step out the base a little bit, but
can't. Iceberg killed one camp, and then he just
right back to the high ground.
Always want to fly. Tries inching out. He will get them at least a ward down. Him and Roger.
Now, some of that ward control back here.
They just don't have damage in the fights either. This feels like they're just gonna get slaughtered as soon as the fight kicks off. Spirit's still being patient.
Regeneration.
Xeno Spirit, they know that they're not under any pressure here. They could happily back off and play the farm game. Yatoro's PA might only just continue to grow this lead.
Yeah, and then Tidehunter gets Ags, and then Might's minus 11 armor on everybody, so Yatoro does even more damage. So yeah, it's every growing moment just feels better for Spirit. Now they're gonna look.
Structures are fortified.
Rallied around this ward here on the side of NaVi. Spirit, they're gonna play away from that high ground. Looks like they might just enter top with the creeps in mid since top tower's at 100 HP. Pushka's gonna get a ward down. See if someone does show themselves. NaVi is aware though of that ward. General? The most cautious farming I've ever seen, right? X the Bloodseeker so you can farm a creep wave. It's the only way that they can get any space on the map though, and he is close to at least an Abyssal Blade to control one or two of these targets on V-Tune. Still feels like damage is really going to be the issue, not that control, but
yeah, I mean,
anything they can get.
It's going to be Abyssal Blade into red. Anything
Yeah, he has to.
He's not going to cut it. And mid lane for the setup on General. Can't quite lock him down.
PA's almost 25. Maybe Yatoro just finishes that, as he's also got Nullifier done. Oh, good. Goes for a Rupture here.
I mean, Yatoro's not going to care too much. As he just holds his ground. Vichu's trying to get him with a BKB, but now they jump forward, the fear's out, but the ram will protect Vichu a little bit. There's a lot of damage coming out from these crunchy Yatoro. He turns his attention over the wall, General now jumps into Vichu, the Vichu BKB comes to an end. The Ravage is there from Collapse. As it comes out immediately, catches onto the two of them, secures the kill on Vichu. Overwatch always want to fly, they jump. General is trying to get back in it, but they don't have the damage. GG is called. Spirit will take game 3, and with that, the series is theirs, 2-1. As we really did see Spirit just step up their game again today. As you know, it's one of the invited squads that you do expect a high performance from them. They certainly brought it today, even in the game that they lost. Solid plays through and through. And then in this third game, just never allowing NaVi to really find the timing that they were going for with the draft. As Spirit, they had complete control of this.